9 out of 10 people in their 30s have dry eye syndrome. Koreans have dry eyes. Dry eye syndrome occurs from an increase of environmental pollution and computer use and improper use of contact lenses.
눈이 건조해지는 거 아닌가요? 뻑뻑하고.
눈에서 좀 눈물이 나와야 되는데 나오지가 않아서 눈이 좀 뻑뻑하고 좀 활동하는 데 불편한 그런 증상이 아닌가요?
Ignoring dry eyes can lead to decreased visual acuity, but it can also lead to keratoconjunctivitis. Let's find out how we can keep our eyes moistened and protect our vision.
We often overlook the importance of tears, but they play a crucial role in protecting our eyes. Well, they say lack of tears can result in a serious illness called the dry eye syndrome. So in today's edition of Health for All, we'll guide you through the details of this particular syndrome.
This heroine is constantly rubbing her eyes and using artificial tears while chatting online. The disease she suffers from is dry eye syndrome.
눈물이 부족하니까 좀 뻑뻑하고 아팠을 거예요, 여태까지. 안구건조증이네요.
Through the movie Connection, more people began to be aware of dry eye syndrome. When people think of tears, they think of tears that are shed from crying. But there is more to tears than crying. Tears stay in the eyes and play an important role. Tears are lubricants that protect the eyes. It consists of 99% water and 1% mineral. In addition, the aqueous layer produced by the lacrimal gland makes up most of the tears, while the mucin and lipid layers lay on the top and bottom. Tears made up of these layers do not get in the way of blinking. However, if even one of these layers is missing, the imbalance can cause tears to evaporate too quickly.
눈물은 기본적으로 안구 표면을 이렇게 적셔줌으로써 안구를 보호해주는 역할을 하고 또 이제 안구에 여러 가지 영양 물질이나 그런 것들을 공급해주는 역할을 하게 됩니다.
They differ in severity, but more people than expected suffer from dry eye syndrome. According to statistics, 50% of teens, 83% of young adults in their 20s, and at least 95.5% of adults over the age of 30 were all found to have some degree of dry eyes. Dry eye syndrome is one of the most common diseases of Korea. By ignoring dry eyes, a rapid decrease in visual acuity can occur and can also lead to diseases of the eyes, such as keratoconjunctivitis.
심한 경우에는 이제 안구 표면에 여러 가지 이제 상처들이 이제 일어남으로써 이제 만성적인 염증이 일어나기 때문에 안구 표면에 여러 가지 그런 구조적인 변화가 이제 함께 올 수가 있습니다.
Ms. Kim works in front of the computer all day. She recently went to a hospital complaining of frequent redness and irritation of the eyes.
요즘 들어서 눈이 너무 많이 따갑고 시리고 또 뻑뻑해지고 그래서 혹시나 눈에 시력이 나빠진 건 아닌지 이래서 병원에 오게 되었거든요.
First off, the exact condition of her eyes are examined with a high-powered microscope. After examining the eyelids, conjunctiva, cornea, and pupil, she was diagnosed with dry eye syndrome.
네, 이거 환자분 각막 상태예요. 요 불빛 띄는 각막 형태를 찍은 거고요. 요 상측을 보시면 굉장히 투명하고 좋습니다. 근데 아래측을 보시면 하얗게 점점이 혼탁이 많이 있죠. 이거는 눈물이 부족하면서 생기는 각막 미란 현상입니다. 이때는 인공 눈물약을 충분히 전만하시고 치료를 받으셔야 됩니다.
Many others like Ms. Kim are unaware that they have dry eye syndrome. Let's try a self-test using a checklist for dry eyes. First, do your eyes feel stiff and turn red when you wake up in the morning? Second, do your eyes burn when you're in dry or excessively smoggy surroundings? Third, do you have blurry vision and do your eyes hurt? Fourth, do you find it difficult to open your eyes under sunlight or even fluorescent lighting? Fifth, has your vision gotten worse along with feeling pain in your eyes? Sixth, do your contacts feel uncomfortable? If you've answered yes to at least 2 of these questions, then you have a slight case of dry eyes. 3 to 4 yeses means a moderate case of dry eyes, and 5 or more of these symptoms indicates a severe case of dry eye syndrome. If you feel that you have dry eye syndrome after taking the self-test, then you should go to an eye care professional to get your eyes examined. First, they will perform an arc or refraction test. By checking the accuracy of refraction in your eyes, they can measure your ability to see objects as well as the dryness of your eyes. Next, they will perform the shimmer test, also called a tear test. Using a special strip of filter paper, this test measures the production of tears. If there is more than 10 millimeters of moisture on the filter paper, then the condition is normal. If it falls below 5 millimeters, like the one on the left, then it is diagnosed as dry eye syndrome. Finally, a visual acuity test is performed. It measures your basic eyesight, but it also measures the smallest letters you can read on a standardized chart at a certain distance. So what causes a lack of tear production? The first cause is quick evaporation of tears from overexposed eyes. Some other causes of dry eye syndrome include a deficiency of vitamin A, the shrinking of lacrimal glands, and blocked tear ducts.
They say there are 2 different types of tears. The reflex tears are formed due to changes in our emotion or when stimulants get inside our eyes. On the other hand, natural tears are formed throughout the day in order to keep our eyes moist. Well, let's go ahead and find out how this dry eye syndrome is treated here.
Miss Kim is a longtime wearer of soft contacts.
아침마다 일어나면 눈이 많이 건조하고요. 콘택트 렌즈를 8시간 이상을 착용하기 때문에 밤이 되면은 눈이 많이 빨갛게 충혈이 되거든요. 그래서
우리가 기본적으로 나는 눈물 분비량 자체가 수면 잠을 잘 때는 더 줄어들게 돼요. 그래서 아침에 일어나면은 눈이 많이 건조해져 있는 상태가 되니까 일어났을 때 건조증을 더 많이 느끼게 되고요.
To find out how severe a condition she's in, fluorescent particles were used to test the drainage of tears in the eye. It was found that the speed of drainage was not normal.
네, 지금 이제 눈물막이 얼마나 안정적인가 이걸 체크를 하기 위해 가지고 눈물을 이렇게 형광물질로 염색을 했어요. 밑에 이렇게 깔려 있는 거 보이시죠? 눈물의 전체적으로 녹색으로 코팅이 되는데 시간이 지나면서 이렇게 군데군데 이렇게 말라 있는 부분들이 보이죠? 검게 보이는 이 점이 이게 지금 눈물이 불안정해서 문제가 된 부분들이라고 보시면 됩니다.
People like Miss Kim who have dry eye syndrome are first treated with artificial tears. This is a way to external replenish tears for people with insufficient tear production. Be sure to use them frequently and regularly. Many people use eye drops only when they feel discomfort, but this decreases the effectiveness of artificial tears. The cons of artificial tears, however, are that relief is only temporary and they must be used frequently. Severe dryness can't be treated with artificial tears alone, but are used in conjunction with the eye ointment. Massaging the eyelids can also increase the effectiveness. Place a hot towel over the eyes for about 5 minutes. Turn over the head slightly and massage the eyes with fingers gently. After that, rinse the eyelids with eye antiseptic. Most importantly, it's the surrounding environment that greatly influences treatment.
눈물 안 한약은 어디까지나 눈을 좀 더 촉촉하게 적셔주기 위해서 넣어주는 걸 뿐이고, 혹시 주위가 너무 건조하다든지 아니면 컴퓨터 모니터라든지 이런 것들을 보면서 자기도 모르게 눈 깜빡이는 횟수가 줄어들 경우에 눈물 안약을 아무리 많이 넣더라 그래도 건조증 증상이 완화가 되지 않는 그런 경우들이 많습니다. 그래서 가습기라든지 이런 것들을 많이 틀어주시고요. 그리고 수시로 눈을 자주 깜빡여주는 게 굉장히 중요합니다.
Let's take a closer look at some of the factors that aggravate dry eyes. Frequent hair dyeing. Hairspray and hot blow dryers in the mornings. Playing too many computer games. Avoiding these things is the first step to treating dry eye syndrome. Most cases are treated with medication and proper lifestyle habits, but some cases require surgery. Some people suffer from severe dryness or a bad reaction to artificial tears. Relief can be found by blocking tear ducts where tears drain out. Plugs can be placed in both eyes or in just one eye depending on the patient.
일시적으로 막는 경우와 영구적으로 막는 그런 경우들이 있는데 눈물이 내려가는 길을 막아둠으로 해가지고 마치 우리 저수지에 물이 고이듯이 눈에 눈물이 조금 더 많이 고이게 되는 거죠. 그래서 적게 만들어지더라 그래도 빠져나가는 양이 적어지기 때문에 상대적으로 눈에 눈물이 좀 더 고여서 건조증이 조금 더 완화되는 그런 효과를 우리가 얻기 위해서 누점 폐쇄술을 시행을 하게 됩니다.
Ms. Kim has received surgery for a severe case of dry eye syndrome. Her eyes feel much more refreshed after the operation and the pain is gone.
우선 제가 남들보다 눈이 많이 크기 때문에 이제 아침에 일어나면 건조증이 많이 심했거든요. 근데 이제 수술하고 나서 아침마다 그 건조증 증상이 많이 줄어들었고요. 그래서 렌즈 착용을 8시간 이상 장기간 하기 때문에 이제 수술하고 나서 충혈되는 부분이 많이 줄어들었어요.
One of the most important facial features that determines the first impression of a person has to be the eyes. But bloodshot eyes from dryness can become a hindrance in making a good first impression. So at this point, let's go ahead and see how Korean genuine medicine takes on its approach.
In Korean genuine medicine, the eyes were always thought to be connected to the main organs of the bodies and were health indicators. For example, the pupil was related to the kidneys, the iris to the liver, the whites of the eyes to the lungs, and the eyelids to the spleen.
눈 안에 뭐 이물감 같은 것도 좀 많이 있는 편이세요?
뭐 이물질이 있는 것 같아서 눈을 자꾸 이렇게 비비게 되거든요.
눈 안에 이제 모래 같은 게 들어갔을 때 느낌처럼. 담배를 좀 많이 피시거나 술 담배는 뭐 많이 하세요? 자, 좀 맥을 보고 좀 말씀을 좀 드리도록 하겠습니다. 자, 손 좀 잠깐 내밀어 보시고요. 예.
Mr. Park, who suffered from dry eye syndrome, started receiving treatment from a doctor of Korean genuine medicine not too long ago.
안구건조증의 증세가 현재 많이 있으셨는데요. 눈이 충혈이 된다든지 또 건조하거나 또 우리가 눈 안에 이물질이 들어간 것처럼 이제 꺼끌거리는 그런 느낌, 또 여러 가지 이제 가려운 느낌 같은 걸 호소를 하셨습니다. 물론 직업의 특성상 눈에 직접적으로 영향을 많이 받는 부분도 있고요. 또 한방에서 볼 때 간이나 신장 쪽의 기운 자체가 허해서 눈에 영향을 많이 미치는 그런 상태가 됐습니다.
Just like other diseases, acupuncture is administered to treat dry eye syndrome. Acupuncture needles are placed on pressure points to improve eye functions and reduce fever. Needles are also placed on the acupuncture points around the eyes called 정면, 친적, 사적공, and 성업 to stimulate the eyes and bring the functions back to normal. In addition, needles are placed on acupuncture points on the arms and legs called 휴게, 꼭지, 작삼리, 대충, 합곡, and 외관.
안구건조증이 있을 때 한방에서는 눈 주위나 또 팔, 다리 쪽에 침 치료를 응용을 해볼 수가 있습니다. 눈 주위에는 찬죽이라든지 사죽공, 또 승읍이라든지, 또 팔에는 합곡, 곡지, 또 다리 주위에는 태계나 부류 같은 혈자리를 응용하여서 환자분의 상태에 맞는 가장 적합한 침 치료를 응용을 해서 치료가 들어갈 수가 있습니다.
Sometimes after acupuncture, medicinal herbs are applied onto an eye patch to reduce fever around the eyes and to brighten the eyes. Also, haeandan and herbal eye drops are used to treat dry eye syndrome in Korean genuine medicine. Haeandan is a pill made up of 20 different medicinal herbs that are effective in treating eye diseases. It contains cornelian dogwood tree, which reenergizes the liver, chrysanthemum to relieve bloodshot eyes, licorice root to eliminate toxins, and dongui to clear up blocked blood vessels in the eyes.
해안단은 이제 한방 쪽에서 눈에 대한 어떤 이런 안구건조증의 증세를 치료하기 위해서 눈 질환과 연관된 직접적인 한약재라든지 또 눈 질환에 영향을 줄 수 있는 오장육부의 어떤 기능적인 편차 부분을 바로잡아주기 위해서 그것과 연관된 효과 있는 그런 한약재들로 만들어진 환으로 된 한방약입니다. 그거를 복용함으로써 건조증에 대한 어떤 치료를 직접적으로 눈에 대한 치료 말고도 내복약을 씀으로써 눈에 영향을 미칠 수 있는 오장육부의 기능적인 부분을 정상화시켜줌으로써 증세를 호전시켜줄 수가 있습니다.
Herbal eye drops are made of extracts of medicinal herbs. Frequent use of these eye drops is effective in relieving dry eyes as well as treating inflammation. After Mr. Park received regular treatment and took haeandan pills for 6 months, he found an improvement in his condition and his eyesight.
치료 전에는 눈이 많이 건조해서 많이 피로하고 또 충혈도 자주 일어나서 정신 집중도 안 되는 현상이 참 많았었는데 한의원에 와서 치료받고 나서는 그 피로감도 많이 덜하고요. 눈도 깔끔한 증세도 많이 없어졌고 맑아지는 느낌이 들고 있습니다.
Up till now, we have looked into the treatment methods for dry eyes. With a little more effort on your part, it's easy to relieve or even prevent the dry eye syndrome. So now let me guide you through some helpful daily tips. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
예, 눈이 피곤함을 느낄 때 풀 수 있는 운동 동작들이 있나요?
네, 눈을 먼저 움직이는 동작들과 그다음에 어깨의 피로를 풀어줘서 머리의 피로와 눈의 피로를 동시에 풀어주는 동작들이 있습니다. 한번 배워볼까요?
네.
Sit comfortably with both hands folded and open your eyes wide for 5 seconds. Then look down at the ground for 5 seconds. Rotate to the left for 5 seconds. Then rotate to the right for 5 seconds. Next, rotate your eyes clockwise and then rotate them counterclockwise. Energize your eyes by rubbing your palms together until they're warm and then firmly place them over the eyes.
이제 어깨의 피로를 풀어서 눈의 피로까지 이제 풀어주는 동작을 하실 건데요. 자, 어깨 운동을 먼저 해보시겠습니다. 자, 양손을 앞으로 내놓으시고요. 손바닥에 천장 보게 하시고, 자, 어깨를 뒤로 보낸다는 마음가짐으로 뒤로 힘차게 보내십니다. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷. 자, 견갑골이 모이시면서 앞으로 굽은 어깨가 뒤로 가십니다. 하나,
Place your hands behind you, clasping them together, and look downwards. In this position, move your clasped hands up and down. Then move them left and right. Next, raise your hands and lightly place your forehead on the ground. Make sure your hands are tightly clasped together. Pause for 5 seconds and then lift yourself up as if pushing off from your chest. To finish off the exercise, place your hands on your knees and take deep breaths.
항상 눈을 한 곳을 바라보기 때문에 그 눈을 상하, 좌우 또는 시계 방향과 반시계 방향으로 이렇게 돌려줌으로 인해서 눈의 피로를 풀어줍니다. 또 어깨와 이제 목 쪽으로 이렇게 피로가 쌓이게 되시면 머리와 눈 쪽에도 이렇게 피로가 같이 쌓이세요. 그렇기 때문에 어깨와 목의 피로를 같이 풀어주는 운동을 통해서 눈의 피로까지 풀어줍니다.
A cup of traditional tea that replenishes the mucus layer of your eyes is even more beneficial after doing eye exercises. The first type of tea is Cornelian dogwood tea. Cornelian dogwood is a medicinal herb that invigorates the liver and kidneys, but it's also great for the eyes. Tea made with dry seeds of the gulmyeong plant, which look like Leguminosae family, is especially good when eyes feel blurry. Tea made with Schisandra berries, which are good for the bronchial tubes, is rich in vitamins to help relieve tired eyes. Dried chrysanthemum tea has long been known for its benefits in clearing the eyes and the mind. When indoors, keep the air well ventilated and maintain a proper temperature. And during dry weather, use a humidifier to maintain a 60% humidity level. Also, an indoor temperature of about 18 degrees Celsius is ideal for the eyes.
과거에는 안구건조 환자가 많지 않았습니다. 근데 최근에 컴퓨터와 산업 환경의 발전으로 인해서 눈을 과도하게 씀으로 인해서 안구건조가 굉장히 많죠. 그래서 몇 년 전에 국내에서 통계를 보더라도 정상 성인의 95% 이상이 안구건조가 있다고 되어 있습니다.
Vitamin A deficiency causes dim and tired eyes, which can lead up to dry eye syndrome or night blindness. Vegetables such as spinach, peppers, carrots, and squash are rich in vitamin A, as well as fruits such as apples, strawberries, and mandarin oranges. The best way to protect your eyes is to blink frequently and rest your eyes by closing them. A good guideline is to rest by closing your eyes every hour for 5 minutes. Even when working on a computer, you should rest your eyes for 10 minutes for every 50 minutes of work. In addition, adjust your computer monitor lower than the eye level so that your eyes are not open too widely. It's never too much to emphasize the importance of your eyes. However, our eyes are being abused by our surrounding environment, such as pollution, computers, and stress. The most common disease from this abuse is dry eye syndrome. Let's moisten our dry eyes by quickly treating them, doing eye exercises, and getting enough rest.
There is a Korean saying that goes, if our body's worth 1,000 pieces of gold, then our eyes are worth 900. Well, it goes to show how important our eyes are. Well, as we have seen today, let's try to keep up our daily tips in order to keep our eyes moist and healthy.